The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Tuesday! Call us 888-855-2297. You're looking live at Tostitos Championship Plaza outside Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas, where it is 52 degrees, but it feels like 47. The high today is 62. The low tonight is 38. And this is a great day because we have some breaking news. At least it broke a little while ago.
Yes.
We would like to announce on this show the class of 2022 for the Black College Football Hall of Fame. And I'm going to start.
Black.
I'm going to start. This can be our black show today. Can we just say that? Can we make this? Jesse's dressed in all black. Nate's here. Me and Kurt.
We supposed to have on these.
Kurt, you want to just take the show off today? All right. The class of 22 for the Black College Football Hall of Fame. Ben Coates from Livingston College. Donald Driver from Alcorn State.
Yes.
John Big Train Moody from Morris Brown College. Sammy White from Grambling State, my neck of the woods. Roscoe Nance as a contributor. And Coach William Billy Nix, Morris Brown, Prairie View, A&M. And the final inductee,
Yes.
Nate Newton from Florida A&M University. Way to go, Nate. Congratulations, big dog.
Congrats, man. That's
Well,
awesome.
overdue, well-deserved. Now we just got to work on that one more Hall of Fame, get you that gold jacket. So
I'm going to tell you like right here, man. I'm going to tell you like Hollywood Henderson told me a couple of weeks ago. But first of all, I want to thank a few people. I got a few shout-outs.
go ahead. Hey, this is your show.
I want to thank
Your Lord and Savior. No. Go ahead.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, that's coming. You know that's coming. Gil Brandt, 2-3 years ago, he started calling my name. Timmy Newsom, Everson Walls, all the guys that played here, Hollywood Henderson. He started a long time ago trying to get me. And thank Doug for calling me yesterday. You know how hard it was for me not to tell the world. When Doug said, "Don't tweet this," I'm like,
Doug,
wow.
Doug who?
Doug Williams.
Okay.
Yeah, he called Mickey's show yesterday, getting the number from Everson. So Chris Beam already knew. So I'm like, Chris should do it. Nate and say, "Hey man, Nate, this is your homeboy." Nate should spill the beans. And so I had to keep it a secret. I didn't even tell my wife, man, till this morning because I was like, Lord, if I tell one person, I'm finna tell the world. So, but just people like that who called me, man, and voted for me. Timmy Newsom was the other day. He told me when he walked in and did the show for us the other day. He's like, man, I voted for you. And so it's just good to know that other guys respect your game, man. And and a lot of people want to interview me, but the interview is not gonna go right, and it's not because. Whereas I was never a guy that looked at myself in that light. Like if you talk to Troy, he would talk to you. If you got into a deep conversation with Troy, he would talk to you about one day I want to be a Hall of Famer. Or you talk to Emmett, one day I want to be one of the greatest. Me, I always talked about just beating up another guy. I always talked about just having fun or hanging out with the fellas. That was a way for me to just be into the crowd, running the girls. I mean, just having fun. I never thought that I would be respected as a football player. I always just wanted to be respected as a great competitor. The guys that I played against, if you walked up and said, "Hey, man, what do you think about Nate Newton?" He was a handful. He was a good player. He was clean. He never did nothing dirty. And I never thought it would ever come, especially from college, that I would be one of the guys selected.
I think that is your interview. I think when you get interviewed, you share what you just shared with us, and you don't try.
That
if they try to, no, you got to just. This is who I am. Like
right.
this is who you are inducting. You're inducting. This is Nate Newton. I'm not anyone else. this is what my plan. I didn't think I was going to play that long or whatever it was.
That's what I'm saying.
I just wanted to go out there and be one of the guys. And I was blessed with a talent and and there were some coaches along the way and some guys along the way and some things happened for me. But that's be who you are. And I think that's the thing people appreciate about you most is you're Nate Newton 24 hours a day. Like you don't get in front of one crowd and all of a sudden you become this, hooty snooty type of dude.
Right.
Nah, you Nate with us. You Nate with the other folks. You Nate.
To a detriment sometimes.
Well,
yeah, my high school coach, he's passed away, Coach Perry. He used to just, boy, I gotta be, he told me you'll be in the pros if you just keep playing. And I look like, come on, Coach, you ain't gotta pull my leg, dog. I'm gonna be the practice tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show up.
Well, you're so. It's almost like you've lived two different lives, right? Like you were and you talk about it like openly on this show. Like when you first got in the league, you messed up and you weren't proud of some of the things you did, and now that you're post career and you're older, you're very retrospective and you're very you look at things different and you're a different person. And you don't ever talk about yourself and you don't like talking about your accomplishments and you always deflect on this show. But what is it like? Be real with us. What does it mean? What did it mean to you, and how did you feel when you got the news? Because you always deflect and talk about Troy and Mike and Emmett. You never want to talk about like how you feel. I want to know, like, we know you as a person and we know what you're like off the air, but how did that make you feel knowing that you made it into the Black College Football Hall of Fame?
Once again, it was about like Coach Perry, Coach Hubbard. I was such a guy, man. I was so wild and so on the edge and not thinking. And so this morning, as I was praying, that's the first thing I do. Thank you, God, thank you, over and over. Because if it wasn't for Coach Hubbard, who could have sent me home 1,000 times for the things I did in college, 1,000 times. I remember one game, I dominated a guy from South Carolina State. They was rejecting him, and I was a defensive tackle. And I just told the guys, I said, y'all looking at this cat, I'm gonna kill him during the game. I'm just, I didn't say it as nice. Even the word "killed" is bad, but I said some other words. You could do that at the HB. You can say these words. That, what I'm saying? I'm gonna kill it. And I got so hyped before the game, and I was dominating him so bad in the first quarter. I just went to punching him. And because we had to shut down their running game. And I was crushing him. And got so hyped I got kicked out right before the half. We lost the game. They running right up the middle, right way. And Coach looked at me. This is the first time Coach Hubbard ever got mad and probably went out of character and said, "You stupid." He didn't call me the N-word, but "You stupid. You cost us the game." And I'm so out of control, man. And I'm thinking that that year, I still made all-conference defensive tackle. First team all-conference defensive tackle as a sophomore. And I was so out of control to guess where I played the next year.
Offense.
I was up with the offense because I missed all the spring training because I wanted to lose weight. I'm like, man, I ain't losing no weight, man. These dudes ain't better than me. I'm first team. All MEAC. And so I missed all of spring training. I'm like, man, you think I want to do spring training? I'm finna go eat over here at my girl house. And I don't even remember the chick name because she could cook. But anyway, I ain't finna do that on this side. But anyway, and so it's hard for me to I just think if I would have just had a different mindset, if I would have been a good guy, if I'd have been a hard-working guy, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I could look at it a little different. Maybe and so I think I like Doug. I'm like, Doug, thank you, man. Thank you for voting for me. Thank you. He's like, man, you deserve it, man. Yeah, thank you. And I just thank people, man, because people saw in me what I couldn't see in myself, man. And I still don't. And I look back to this day and be like, wow, I was good enough. How? That's a God gift, bro. That only can come from God. And so that's about the best you're going to get right there. The real Nate Shannon.
That was good.
Awesome.
That's the most we've gotten out of you in the 4 years that we've known you. So.
But y'all ready to crack some jokes? Let's go.
When's the ceremony and all that?
I don't know. Doug said they're going to get to me, get back to me. I said, well, now, Doug, where do I go from here? Because, I want to prepare. And I want to make sure it's the best for my family and friends. So they'll know where to go, who will want to come and be a part of it.
Road trip.
And I'm driving.
Funtown RV.
Let's go.
You think they're going to come up with it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Tell them I drive it.
All right.
I'll sleep in it.
Where's it at? Do you know?
I don't even know. I think it's in Ohio somewhere. I don't even know, man.
In Atlanta.
Yes,
They got to be in Atlanta. The Black College Hall of Fame got to be in Atlanta. Got to be in the blackest city. In the blackest city in the
I haven't, and I'm telling you because I knew me. And I said, if I start looking up and researching this tonight, I know I'm going to tell everybody tonight. So, I'll reach out to Doug. I'll reach out to everybody. Everson probably know, So, Hollywood probably know.
June 18th, it says.
June 18th in Atlanta?
In Atlanta.
Right.
We there.
Clear your calendar. That's awesome, Nate. We're proud of you, man. Happy for you.
Yes, congratulations.
That's really cool.
So, what I'm going to say, man, I got to write
You better.
how many minutes you get to talk? They better let me go last, man.
You got a lot to say?
Yeah, man. Because I got to thank all my coaches, man.
You can practice on the air. We'll dedicate a segment to you and let you you can have your acceptance speech here for the first time.
I'm going to stop. Thank Chris Beam, and because I met the best Call of Duty guy yesterday in the world.
Yeah, where were you yesterday?
The Backus brothers.
You know what? Let's take a break.
telling you,
Let's take a break and find out where.
I made plenty of money thanks to Shannon. Shout out to when I sold y'all out. Hey, this is my agent, bro.
We'll find out where Nate was yesterday and get his thoughts on the game and then more football talk. And we'll take some phone calls.
Tim, good people.
He is. When we come back on Hanging with the Boys.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Brace yourself for an existential question. Has your butt been having enough fun lately? Have you been treating it well? Has it been going places? If not, then it's about time you start using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best way to get your butt tickets to live events. Just ask the thousands of other butts who have rated it the #1 ticketing app. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now or visit SeatGeek.com to get tickets to sports, concerts, and live events and make your butt happy. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
How great would it be to travel to watch the Cowboys win on another team's turf? Pretty great. But honestly, just watching the game from anywhere but your house would be fun. Even a hotel bar with some guy named Phil from St. Louis who thinks Oakland still has a team. So whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com. Proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, Cowboy fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit CowboysTravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience the best sports venue in the world, AT&T Stadium. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit CowboysTravel.com to book your package today.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Walter Payton Man of the Year. Dak Prescott is our nominee for the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award presented by Nationwide, recognizing NFL players for outstanding community service activities off the field and excellent on the field. Helped Dak earn a $25,000 donation to his Faith Fight Finish Foundation by voting on Twitter. Tweet hashtag WPMOY challenge followed by Prescott through January 17th. Vote Dak. What do you want, Nate?
When does that come out? Because
at the end of the year.
Oh, okay. Because my wife was saying they did a deal where they was talking about that at the stadium, And then they kept showing Dak's dad and his brother and all this. And I'm like, well,
He was
baby.
like
he's a finalist.
Cowboys Man of the Year.
Yeah, but he's a finalist
for the
then.
NFL. yeah.
Okay. Because I'm like, I know Shannon talks about it a lot.
Yeah.
And we got to give shout out. I'm so upset because I forgot. But one of our big Cowboy fans. He said he hit you. He said he hit you up on Instagram. He needs votes starting this Sunday to go into the Fan Hall of Fame.
Wow.
The Ford Fans Hall of Fame.
I think the NFL.
Yeah, it's NFL.
Okay, yeah. So
they started doing that a couple of years ago.
So he's been in the running for the last couple of years.
Oh, I haven't read his DM yet. I saw where he hit me up the other day.
Yeah, well, if you can read it so we can get his name out there, that'll be fantastic.
Next segment, I'll read it.
Okay, next segment.
Yeah, hey, before we start, Tim is your guy, right, Chris?
Correct.
Tell Tim.
Well, I don't know him, but I wish I did.
You know
watch
him.
every
You
day.
spent all day with him.
I met him, and I didn't get his number.
You're supposed to introduce me to your guy now.
He's
That's
supposed
Tim.
to. He's going to come on the show.
He's going to come on the show.
Yeah.
And he told me the game was Saturday, and I'm like, no, the game is Sunday at 7, but the game is Saturday.
Correct.
At 7. So, Tim, you are right.
Tim the Tap Man.
Tim, the Tap Man.
on YouTube.
So tell us what you did yesterday. Where were you? Why did you bail on us? You sold us out.
I had to do a special assignment for Mr. Jones, Complexity Gaming Company.
Yep. Mr. Jones is part owner in
he's
an esports team.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Shannon hooked me up with this. Just all of a sudden, he called me Friday or Thursday of last week.
This is, I think, Thursday.
Yeah, and he said, man, hey, you want to make some money? Hey, this is the money. You either take it or leave it. I said, I'll take it. And
Nate don't turn down nothing but his collar, baby.
I ain't as worse as Rowdy, but I'm going to
You want to know how it went? So I called him. I said, hey, I need you to, you interested in doing this thing on Monday? And he's like, all right, what?
What's the budget?
What, hey, what is it? I said, I just need you to be in this video. And I was like, he's like, how long is it? I was like, man, it's probably like 3 or 4 hours. 3 or 4 hours? I said, yeah, but they want to pay you this much. What time? What time you need me there?
The money, but anyway, I get there, right? And we shooting, and they go over it with us, and you can't see it, but the producer can see it. The guy who's producing can see it. And so we each did our part. So when I walked in with this letter. And it clearly says, I'm here to help you guys, but I'm sorry, Mr. Jones couldn't make it. He sent me. Then he just wrote a list of things these guys needed to work on. It's got Tim, the Backus brothers, and this guy named
Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
UFC fighter.
And so it's like, and I think I still got the letter. I'll look in here. But anyway, we read the letter. It was funny, and then all of a sudden we see we had a lady that does etiquettes. Is I'm pronouncing it right?
Etiquette.
Etiquette. When I even said it,
she teaches the etiquette classes to the cheerleaders.
Yeah, so we brought her in, and she showed all of us, and it's going to be a video soon.
Yep.
Of us, learning how to eat with the. Man, that's too much work to eat.
Was it
I
a
ain't
lot?
gonna do all that, huh?
So the concept is you brought in a letter from Mr. Jones, and you read it to Tim and the Backus brothers and Sean
UFC
O'Malley.
guys,
Sean
gamers,
O'Malley. So Complexity started a athlete division. Okay. They signed Tim the Tap Man. He's not an athlete, but Sean O'Malley's It's one of the big UFC up and coming guys.
Okay.
He's got rainbow colored hair. If you search him, you probably recognize him. He's all over. He's got his own podcast. He's everywhere. The Backus brothers, they just signed. And then Nate was a representative from the Cowboys that read a letter from Jerry.
Yes.
And basically, Jerry was inviting them to his suite to watch the playoff game with him. But they're all so uncultured and they cuss a lot and everything. They had to have an etiquette class to be able to come to Mr. Jones' suite. So Nate was the delivery guy of the letter from Jerry, and then
I threw it away.
Nate, not wanting to ever miss a meal, just invited himself to sit down in the meal and be like, "Hey, I'm going to eat with you. I'm going to eat with y'all." So
I was the host to the lady, because whenever they had to wait till I eat, I said, "Okay, it's okay to eat before the king."
So Nate hung out with a pretty big time UFC fighter. Had no idea who he was. The Backus brothers,
I figured it out,
which are some new up and coming kids that are gamers, and then Tim the Tap Man, that's one of the biggest streamers out there right now, and he has no idea who any of them are. So.
But but I'm telling you, I was so preoccupied with the taking my first ever COVID test to this dude's Tim dad was trying. I'm sitting there just one-liner. I'm just, oh my God, Shannon, come over here and help me do this right here.
He's texting me and calling me, where you at? Where you at? I'm like, I'm busy. Like, I'll be over there in a minute.
He finally showed up. Then the lady told me, you okay? And I'm like, okay,
so
now I can talk to
So
Tim.
Tim, Complexity signed him a few months back. He's a huge Cowboys fan. Talks about Cowboys on his live stream all the time. His dad, his dad raised him as a Cowboys fan. So his dad was there and knows Nate and grew up and watching the 90s Cowboys. So that was like a big deal for him. And
yeah, and I'm sitting there just one-liner him to death. He said, how you feel about this? What you about this?
Not even paying, you know how Nate is, not even paying attention. Like, oh my God, I'm going to get COVID. Oh my God. Like, doesn't even know what night the game is. Like,
oh, man, I'm messed up, bro. I'm telling you, I was messed up.
But
and then I got this call from Doug talking about the Cowboys is ragging. I'm like, Doug ain't never called me. Doug, we ain't never called me talking about nothing about the Cowboys. Come on, man.
Well, it was a good time yesterday. It was a good day for you yesterday.
Man, it was beautiful because, man.
And now you're rich. You can take us all to lunch.
I ain't no cussing. I didn't know cussing for young people was these young boys would get on. They can get on, man. They can get on, bro. Especially the UCF guy, Sean Shannon.
He was throwing it around.
He was throwing it around, and the lady was older than me. And she's just handling it so well. I guess she got grandkids or whatever.
All right, Nate. Well, let's talk a little football on the show. What'd you think about Sunday since you weren't here yesterday?
I told you to deliver. Did he deliver?
No.
I believe the Cowboys.
It was too simple of a message. You needed to deliver it.
It was too simple. Okay.
It was.
And
this was the message. They're a good football team. Go tell them that I said that.
They're just a good football team.
Yeah.
They are not special. If I took away one thing from that game, I said it 2 weeks ago, and I'll continue to say it, and I hope I don't have to say it during the play. I want rookie Dak back. I want rookie Dak back because rookie Dak kept it simple. I'm going to do whatever to win this game. If I have to run, if I have to pass, if I have to do whatever, I'm going to do it to win this game. And I do want Amari Cooper to be force-fed 16 targets a game. I called Jesse. I was so distracted. Let me call Jesse to see if I'm on the right
answered.
page. He did. And
Did you?
I answered.
Yeah, we talked for about 35 minutes.
I was going to say, you must have had an hour.
I answered. I only answer when I got at least 25 minutes to talk to Nate.
And I told you to remind me, if this dude that comes from LSU with his partner a year behind, Chase is what is
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
If you can throw him 16 passes and he can catch 266 yards, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with letting a dominant athlete dominate a game? Short passes, long pass, it don't matter. Amari can do the reverse. Force feed. You know, people are like, you don't want to force feed. What's wrong? Okay, Aaron Rodgers force feeds the other kid, Devontae Adams. What's wrong with it?
Cooper Kupp gets his. I mean,
so success is not a good thing.
Is that a coaching thing or is that a Dak thing?
That's a both thing. That's both of them.
I'm gonna tell you something. If you're gonna pay a dude, and y'all rarely hear me talk about money because that is a distraction. That takes people off of how good a player can really be when we start looking at money. But if you're gonna pay a dude $1 million some per game, $1 million some per game to say, well, we targeted him 3 times. Are we? You might as well put him over there with Zeke. I know you've been waiting to hear this come from me. You might as well put him over there with Zeke, and at the end of the year, say, hey, man, we're going in a different direction. Because if you're going to, your money speaks for itself. You didn't pay Amari Cooper that type of money. At least I hope you didn't envision that to say, we're going to average giving you 5 targets a game, 6 targets a game, and if you're fortunate, you'll get 8 targets a game. That couldn't have been in the game plan as an owner, GM, a general manager. When I go talk to the head coach, offensive coordinator, position coach, what is your vision for Amari Cooper?
Amari Cooper, when he got traded here, he played 9 games with the Cowboys that year. He got traded over here from Oakland. I think he finished, not that year total, but what the catches that he had with the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. He had 53 in 9 games.
How many does he got now?
63 in 17 games.
Dang.
I don't. That's
16 games. It'll be 17 this week.
Sorry.
Doesn't matter.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's egregious.
It's egregious. It's terrible. It's terrible. And there are a host of other guys who have. I mean, Amari, until his athleticism wears down, should be in the 90s at receptions every single year. Yeah. I don't care who else is on the team. He should be in that conversation 87, 93, 97 receptions a season.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Especially now that you have an extra game, especially now that the league has turned over to being a wide open passing league. Mm-hmm. I don't understand it when your quarterback throws almost 40 times.
Or teams, have they figured out, hey, if we stop Amari, we've stopped the Cowboys?
They don't have to stop him. We stopping him.
Well, that's where I'm at. Are they doing something? Are they double teaming or anything?
And that's the crazy part about it is, and this is the thing that kind of sends me a little bit loco when I hear fans say, well, they're double teaming and well, they're playing too high shell. And I go, guys, stop, please stop.
They do that to every number one receiver in the league, right?
They do it to every number. You don't think Devontae Adams, I watched that game the other night. I saw Devontae Adams catch a hitch, a slant, a quick out route. Then he was in the slot. Then he was in motion. Then he crossed the field. I mean, everywhere. Yeah. You know, like you don't think they when Hopkins was healthy in Arizona, they didn't double team him. You don't think they're double teaming Cooper Kupp. You don't think that they're double teaming all the number one receivers around this league, AJ Brown and all these other guys across the league. Yes, they're double teaming them too. Yeah. It's about how can I schematically get these guys available. And then there's sometimes, and I've seen it in multiple occasions. I've seen it, and I won't even say I seen it with Tony Romo. I go back when I was with Carson Palmer in Cincinnati. And he look out there to Chad Ochocinco and be like, or Chad would break the huddle and would line up, and you see it in all his clips. He would break the huddle and line up. And if he saw man-to-man coverage, he would yell, yee, 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 because he's like, listen, I don't care what we calling. If they have the audacity to line it, he didn't care who it was. He didn't care if it was Asante Samuels, Al Harris, Chris McAllister, you name it. Yee! If they gonna line him up man-to-man, we need to go take a shot. And Carson Palmer was looking out there saying, we taking the shot.
I'm going to tell you, this is what amazed me. And I just remember Michael Irvin, when he had his breakout year, I think about his second year, when he was really coming into his own. And I was like, Mike, because I always wanted to know what elite players thought. I said, well, Mike, man, you're starting out slow. What's wrong? He said, man, he would lick them big old fat lips. Man, I'm going to figure out how to beat this double coverage, Nate. I got to have this ball in my hands. I got to figure out how to beat double coverage, and they got to throw me the ball. And from that point on, from that week on, he ain't had to make no sounds because him and Troy would stay out after practice. Whatever they thought it would be a problem with him getting the ball, and he wanted that ball and Troy wanted it in his hands, they would work on that. Like 30, you just see Troy whipping it to him. And I'm saying to myself, I look by the end of the year, because I used to brag on Jerry Rice all the time, black college. Yeah, what did you think about your boy Rice? Now I'm the MVP of the league. Yeah, I told you once I figure out this double coverage. Great players. And for Amari to have to speak up the way he's had in these last few weeks and coming out of training camp, that's not fair.
Well, I was going to ask, is any of this on Amari?
What? A player will believe in your system as long as it's profitable. When Amari went out, did CeeDee Lamb take over the league? He did okay. When, we know what type of player Gallup is. I mean, throw it too close to the sideline, let it be an acrobatic play, let it be where it have to be full, 100% concentration. He may come down with the ball 80% of the time. But down in and down out, who's going to dictate coverage? If we get Amari the ball early, no matter what it is, a reverse, quick slant, like you say, the multiple ways they got this kid chase the ball, now all of a sudden, what's called is amplified. I don't know how you going on Madden and amplify a player. Now CeeDee Lamb, they push the button. He's amplified. 86, can't miss. Now you can't miss with this kid. I mean, come on, man. Cedric Wilson is an all-pro number 3 receiver when Amari Cooper is lighting everybody up. Because now nobody can touch him. You got a linebacker or a safety on this kid. Stop with the foolishness, man. It's playoff time. Why would you pay a player that type of money and not abuse him? Jimmy, I get him kind of confused. Jimmy would look at Norv. Emmett would come to the sideline cussing. You know, one of the few times you hear him cuss. Y'all gonna give me man, I'm tired of this. I understand play action pass. Now, they would state their case because you just couldn't come to Jimmy crazy. I understand play action pass. I understand we got to get throwing. But, man, I'm tired of this. Give me the – and all of a sudden you'll see Jimmy say, hey, Norv, case, we got a few plays here we can get this kid the ball. Can we swing it to him out of the backfield? Not nothing bad, because he trusted him. Mm-hmm. But can we get this going? Hey, man, Mike, calm down. He would cuss out Axe, cuss out me again, cuss out Axe, the offensive wide receiver coach. All of a sudden, can we find a way to get Mike a few balls? The great players want it. Amari just not going to go off.
But that's not his personality.
Why would you take it there?
And see, when he spoke up last week,
that's him going off.
That's him going off, and I was like, you know what? They better get this guy involved. They're going to lose him. He's going to check out, man. He's not that. And they did. They got him involved, and it was like, all right, here we go. Yeah. Let's go. And then this week it was like, what the hell is going on? Is he going to have to say this every week going into the playoffs? Hey, I'm pissed off. I want the ball more.
He's a great –
I don't get it.
Justin, and I'm asking your opinion, but in any receiver that I've ever known that was at least 6 feet, had one of the fastest quick steps in the world, and was a route runner, they never came out the game in the red zone. They got even more enhanced in the red zone. Am I wrong in thinking that?
No, you're absolutely right.
When they go 2 tights, it should be one wide receiver standing out there, and it should be him, not nobody else.
And there's sometimes I looked up and I was like, why is Amari not in the game right now?
And maybe
didn't even have him in the game sometimes.
And one of the hardest things to do as a coach, and I always look back to, you see it more now, but when it first started with a guy like Phil Jackson, right? How do I manage egos? How do I manage talent? Mm-hmm. How do I do enough to keep Michael Jordan happy, Scottie Pippen happy, to make sure Kukoc getting his shots,
right?
Make sure Dennis is doing what he got to do. I got all these stars on my team, and how do I keep them all happy so that we can be successful as a team? And I think when you talk about head coaching opportunities for Kellen Moore, this has to be a part of that question. How is it that you have all of this talent? I mean, you got top-tier talent damn near at every position.
Everybody's healthy now.
I mean, you got 2 future Hall of Famers on your offensive line, right? Mm-hmm. You got all pros at your receiver position. You got all pro at your running back. I mean, you got all the weapons that you need. You got really good players that teams would die to have. And the inability, it looks like at times, and we'll have outbursts. We'll have Washington outbursts. We'll have Atlanta outbursts where it looks like, there you go. And then you have a $75 million quarterback. And it blows my mind that even if a game that you lose, there should be a level of distribution to your primetime players. I can't lose a football game. Now, barring injury, I can't lose a football game and Seth Wilson has 6 catches and Amari Cooper has 3. I can't lose a football game where one of my running backs, my fourth string wide receiver, my tight end, all these guys have more catches than my $20 million receiver. I can't lose games like that. Yeah. Like I can't come back and look at the stat sheet and go, man, we lost this game by 3, and our best player had 3 catches.
Yeah.
Against a team who Patrick Peterson don't play for the Arizona Cardinals no more. They don't have no all-pros over there that's going to just lock nobody down. Hell, you could tell they wasn't doing all this doubling because Budda Baker was in the backfield, so if he playing safety and he running that catch, they ain't playing too high all the time.
I'm going to tell you, man, they had to, I was telling Jess, they had on the first 10 pass plays, man, they look like soldier ants. I mean, they was up on that line just moving around. They look like little soldiers. I'm like, what in the world?
Really tall soldier ants. Yeah. They were knocking that ball down left and right.
And I'm looking, and I'm saying in my mind, okay, Coach Kellum, now is the time. You got Vance Joseph coming at you. He challenging you. He's like, I got my guys going, yo, what you call them, Willies and Joes and hobos or whoever. I got mine crunk up. Let's see what you're going to do with yours. And yes, the offensive line, first time ever being together as a unit, but it should have been something we could have done. And the execution was very, very poor on our part. Now, I don't want to blame everything on Kellum because the players still play. But when you see a quarterback, it's only 2 quarterbacks I will allow, 3 in this league that I will allow to walk up to the line and say, I'll call the play at the line. Because I know that they know how to put you in the best play. And we know who those 3 guys are, and they've all been connected to Super Bowls and NFC Championship games, okay? Everybody else is just a guy. And when you see your quarterback, check, kill, da-da-da-da, I'm like, whoa, he went from over here real quick to back over here. Then he went from over here to over here. The offensive lineman like, okay, who is the mic? That's when you as a head coach have to say, oh, simplify this. Even if my running game ain't working, we need to slow down and run this ball. We need to find a quicker way to get Tony Pollard, and I hate to say that with Kurt looking at me with these sad eyes. I'm serious. I would have. Somebody would have had to declare themselves because boy, Tony Pollard would have been eating some little things out of the backfield. He would have been eating them, boy.
All right, let's take our last break. When we come back, probably not going to have any time for phone calls, Chris. We'll have to open the phones up tomorrow.
But we got a game Saturday, so we got to do the. Never mind. I'm sorry.
We'll be right back hanging with the boys on the Nate Newton Show.
Brace yourself for an existential question. Has your butt been having enough fun lately? Have you been treating it well? Has it been going places? If not, then it's about time you start using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best way to get your butt tickets to live events. Just ask the thousands of other butts who have rated it the #1 ticketing app. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now or visit SeatGeek.com to get tickets to sports, concerts, and live events and make your butt happy. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching Grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Download the official app of the Dallas Cowboys to get access to in-market game broadcasts, mobile tickets, daily podcasts, live pre-game and post-game shows, game updates, and you know what? And more. You can get this show on the podcast.
There you go.
Stop yawning, Kurt. You that bored? Downloading the app or Google Play stores now. And what is this sheet you gave us here, Kurt? There's a lot of beautiful colors on it. What is
Playoff possibilities?
What is it?
I gave you that.
Yeah,
Chris
gave you that.
Explain this to me because I'm from Louisiana and I don't read well.
Okay, so you pick the winner on the left, and then all the 3 winners or 5 winners of the games, and you figure out the order of who's going to be 1 through 7 in the playoffs.
So Green Bay, Arizona, L.A., Dallas, and Philly are all in, and then the last spot's between New Orleans and San Fran, right?
Pretty much, but if you go by and you pick like what game you want to win, and you can see who you match up against.
Gotcha.
There's still a possibility for the Cowboys to move back up to the 2 spot.
Yeah.
There's only 2 ways. There's only
it's slim,
2 ways.
but it's a chance.
And then they could move into the 3 spot. There's only 2 ways to move into the 3 spot.
They're
probably in 4, and they're probably playing Arizona. They're playing Arizona or the Rams if they stay in 4.
Stop, y'all. Stop. When are we just going to be good enough to sit up and play somebody?
Never, Nate.
And have a chance to beat
never,
somebody?
because this was the year. And and I'm looking at flights to Mexico yesterday on the show after the game's over on the first round of the playoffs.
Our defense played well. Our defense, let's don't get this twisted, y'all. Our defense, they rushed for 127 yards. They only gave up 22 points. They only gave up 20. And I know they all were hot because thank God he
25.
didn't. He only gave up 25. Still, that can win you a playoff game. That can win you a playoff game. All your offense has to do is not turn the ball over. Yeah, you're going to have to play perfect. Not turn the ball over. Give the ball to Amari Cooper. Give the ball to Tony Pollard. And I'm not counting Zeke out. No, I'm not. But give the ball to your most explosive players. Right now, these are your 2 most explosive players. And let Dak take him into the film room and say, I'm going to take you back down memory lane. See this guy that played when he was a rookie? That's who we need. The guy that's going to do everything to win the game. Now, I understood when the season was in, we didn't want you running because we didn't want you hurt. But when we get to the playoffs, that's why we gave you that money. It's all right to be the old Dak now, okay? Is I'm wrong? Now, tell me if I'm wrong.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Is Dak confused out there?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. Has he been these last?
Yes, he has. Yes,
I think there's been a level of unsure.
Yeah.
And again, like I said yesterday, I listened to the Buda Baker post-game presser, and he said, like, we knew that we had to give him different looks. We knew we just couldn't stand up there and just be where we're going to be at and be stagnant and just allow him to see where we're lined up at and allow him to pick us apart. And they were able to make the moves. And I think one of the reasons in the last couple of weeks I've been begging for it all year long was, hey, let's get into that up-tempo. Let's get into that up-tempo. I think the reason why we've seen it the last 2 weeks is because Dak does less thinking in up-tempo. It's more definitive. The ball comes out quicker. He decides where it's going. Because I do think that he is become a little bit confused at the line of scrimmage. And sometimes, and Mr. Jones said it this morning, talk about Dak wanting to be perfect.
Right.
And sometimes you're trying to, you're trying to combat what they're doing. They move, you move. They move again, you move again. And what ends up happening is you end up confusing your damn self.
You run out of time. Wow.
The clock is ticking, and now all of a sudden you're trying to get guys going. You're trying to, and now it's a false start.
Yeah.
Because and here's the thing: when you got those big guys up there sitting too long, they get a little antsy. They get a little antsy when you got them big hogs and that you changing and checking and killing and audibling all across the field. And you wonder why guys getting those holding penalties sometimes. You wonder why guys jumping off sides because you had them sitting down in there for 40 seconds. Yeah. Let's get the play and let's run it.
This was a question Dan Rich, one of our listeners, asked, and I wondered about it myself. They're confusing him with all these, like shifting and the guys dropping back, all this stuff. Would it make sense to just go up there and snap the ball quick instead of giving the defense time to move and adjust and do whatever? You just go up there and go.
Sometimes that's what Jet's saying. Yeah, sometimes you got to set tempo, but the amazing thing about it is, and I listen to the Buddha Baker thing, a certain part of it. And I'll give you an example, and it's not too bad. The example is the Cowboys. You know how hard that is to disguise and still do your assignment? Because a lot of times you have to walk 5 yards one way or another, and that can hurt you. That is, you heard him say it was play-by-play, down after down, play-by-play, and we had to focus in practice. Because if you're going to call and fill in this A-gap, knowing you got to be out on that on that 1/3 out there, you can't mess around. You got to come in there and you got to know what you're going, and you got to literally turn your back and hump it back the way you're supposed to be in order for this to work and be effective when you get there. Because a lot of teams will try that, and that's what we would get them when we went 6 and whatever. We was getting teams like that. They trying to disguise, and it made them line up and decide. Well, we're not doing that now. Guys are getting back, and it's hurting our quarterback. It's hurting our receivers. It's hurting our whole team. It's hurting us, man. And if we can't get 25 to 30 points a game, now that means that we won't have the time of possession. Our defense is at its best when it's 28 minutes. 28 minutes or less, they hurting folks. They can make plays. But when they go to getting 30, 31, 32, you're asking for your big dogs to play a little longer because the coach is going to play the better players as we get closer to the playoffs.
All right, fellas. Got to go. Tomorrow we'll take calls. Sorry we didn't get to the phones today. Yes, already. We will be back tomorrow. We'll do phone calls because, let's be honest, this game really doesn't matter for us. It does to the players, but not for us this week. Right?
It matters.
Yeah, man.
Preparing for the playoffs.
Their whole team got COVID, and they still can make it back.
Yeah. Kurt, good seeing you.
Seeing you, sir.
Jesse, good seeing you. Nate, congratulations, man.
Yes.
Happy for you. So happy for you. Chris.
You got in trouble, man? You got a letter from
you got a fine for talking about the refs.
Look at this, another check that Shannon got.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Boy, be looking out for me, man.
Shannon spread some of that love around.
Chris, thanks for keeping us on the air. Will, thanks for keeping the live streams up. We'll be back.
He wanted to give me his firstborn, but I said, nah, I ain't gonna mess up Mama Gross, man.
Tomorrow, The People Show. Hanging with the boys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!